Candace Owens said, "I watched my friend get shot in the neck." Yeah, that's what happened. I just want to say that he was publicly executed again before the world. The question is why, right? Imagine the scene. A bustling university auditorium, lights buzzing overhead, the air thick with anticipation. Young faces in the crowd, some eager, some skeptical, all waiting for the man who could turn a debate into a spectacle. Charlie Kirk steps onto the stage, microphone in hand, ready to unleash his signature blend of sharp wit and unyielding conviction. But in an instant, everything shatters. A crack echoes through the hall, chaos erupts, and the world watches in horror as one of conservatism's brightest stars crumples to the floor. Now, fast forward to the aftermath, where the whispers turn into roars, and one voice cuts through the noise like a blade. Candace Owens, fiery and unflinching, steps forward and declares, "I watched my friend get shot in the neck." Yeah, that's what happened. I just want to say that he was publicly executed right before the world. The question is why, right? That quote from Candace hangs in the air like a challenge, daring us to look beyond the surface. It's not just a statement, it's a spark that ignites a firestorm of doubt, speculation, and unrelenting pursuit of truth. And that's where our journey begins today. We're not here to mourn in silence or accept the neatly packaged official narrative. No, we're diving headfirst into the murky depths of what really happened to Charlie Kirk, a man whose life was a whirlwind of ambition, intellect, and unapologetic conservatism. He wasn't the caricature some painted him as, the smug debater owning libs on campus. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lay a brilliant strategist, a builder of empires, a voice that mobilized millions. His story deserved a grander finale, not this veil of mystery and betrayal. Charlie Kirk rose from humble beginnings in the suburbs of Chicago, a kid with big dreams and an even bigger mouth. By his early 20s, he'd founded Turning Point USA, transforming it into a powerhouse that rallied young conservatives across the nation. Picture him on those college tours, standing tall under spotlights, fielding hostile questions with razor-sharp retorts, turning skeptics into supporters. He debated professors, activists, even celebrities, always with that infectious energy that made you believe change was possible. Thousands of hours poured into speeches, podcasts, books, building a media empire brick by brick. But success breeds enemies, and Charlie had plenty. Political rivals on the left saw him as a threat to progressive ideals. Even within his own circles, jealousy simmered among those who envied his spotlight. Then came that fateful night. The university hall, students buzzed with excitement, phones out, live streaming every moment. Charlie, in his element, was midway through an impassioned talk on free speech when the unthinkable happened. A sharp report, like thunder in a confined space, ripped through the air. Screams followed, bodies ducked, security scrambled. Charlie clutched his neck, blood blooming across his shirt, and collapsed amid the pandemonium. The man who'd inspired a generation with his unwavering faith and boundless enthusiasm was silenced forever. Cameras captured it all, or did they? In the blur of motion, details emerged that didn't add up, leaving a nation stunned and questioning. The official story dropped almost immediately, slick and sanitized. Authorities painted it as a lone wolf attack, a 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson, driven by a personal grudge, perched in a high vantage point overlooking the stage. He fired once, precisely, then vanished into the chaos, only to be turned in by his own father hours later. Case closed, tragedy averted from becoming something more sinister. But hold on, does that really make sense? Eyewitnesses begged to differ. They described the scene not as random mayhem, but as something orchestrated with chilling precision. The timing was impeccable, right as Charlie paused for emphasis, exposing his profile. The angle? Perfect line of sight, bypassing security checkpoints that should have been impenetrable. And the preparation? Tyler knew the itinerary down to the minute. The stage layout, escape routes, even alternate exits reserved for VIPs. This wasn't luck. It screamed insider knowledge. Who leaked it? How did a kid barely out of college navigate layers of protection that included metal detectors, pat-downs, and roving guards? Whispers started in the shadows of online forums, growing into a cacophony. Some pointed fingers at political opponents, eager to silence a rising conservative star. Others delved into the financial underbelly, shady donors, rival factions within the movement vying for control. And then there were the personal angles, betrayals from those closest, where loyalty turned to poison. This wasn't just a shooting, it was a public execution, as Candace Owens so bluntly put it, broadcast live for the world to see. But why? That's the question that keeps us up at night, the one that turns this from a sad headline into a labyrinth of intrigue. Let's peel back the layers on Tyler Robinson. Portrayed as a loner, disgruntled, and isolated, he didn't fit the profile of an impulsive hothead. Witnesses recounted his movements with eerie detail. No frantic glances, no trembling hands. He ascended to his perch with the calm of a professional, eyes locked on the target, every step measured. It was as if he'd rehearsed this 100 times in his mind, or perhaps in reality, under someone's guidance. Internal reports, leaked through anonymous channels, revealed he had access to Charlie's schedule, details not posted online, not shared publicly. Only a handful knew. Charlie's inner circle, security leads, perhaps his wife Erica. So, who whispered in Tyler's ear? And why did his arrest feel so convenient? No high-speed chase, no standoff. His father calls the cops, hands him over like a wrapped gift. Was it paternal duty or part of a script to tie up loose ends? As the initial shock faded, the questions multiplied like shadows in the dusk. Charlie wasn't some fringe activist. He was a juggernaut, backed by millionaire donors, rubbing shoulders with presidents and influencers. His events were fortresses, advanced teams scouting venues, background checks on attendees, even drone surveillance at bigger rallies. Yet Tyler slipped through like a ghost. Online sleuths pored over footage, spotting anomalies, guards looking the wrong way, a door left ajar, timings that synced too perfectly. Theories exploded. Was it Turning Point USA insiders leaking info for a power grab? Political saboteurs from the left aiming to decapitate the youth conservative movement? Or something darker, financial machinations, where Charlie's empire, worth millions in donations and media deals, became a prize worth killing for? Enter Erica Kirk, the enigmatic widow thrust into the spotlight. In the immediate aftermath, sympathy poured in. She was the devoted wife, standing by Charlie through the grueling tours, the hate mail, the endless scrutiny. Photos surfaced of their wedding, her smiling adoringly as he vowed to change the world. But cracks appeared fast. Old interviews resurfaced, Erica speaking about their life with a detachment that now seemed cold, almost rehearsed. Social media archaeologists dug up posts, subtle digs at Charlie's workaholic nature, cryptic messages about sacrifices and hidden costs. Was it marital strain or foreshadowing? When she broke her silence, it wasn't with tears but with fire. Sharp statements condemning the shooter, but also jabs at Charlie's so-called friends, who she claimed abandoned him in his hour of need. To some, it was raw grief. To others, deflection. Rumors swirled. Did she know about threats beforehand? Was there insurance money or control of the organization at stake? In the social media cauldron, one tweet could ignite a blaze. Accusations of affairs, financial disputes, even complicity. Erica went from victim to villain in the public's eye, her every move dissected under a digital microscope. But the plot thickened when Candace Owens stormed in, transforming the narrative into a crusade. Candace, with her no-holds-barred style, had long been an ally in the conservative sphere, appearing on Charlie's shows, co-hosting events, championing similar causes. Her quote about watching her friend get shot wasn't just emotional, it was a declaration of war on the official story. Publicly executed, she said, implying spectacle, planning, cover-up. In live streams and podcasts, she dissected the incident, timelines that didn't match, witnesses silenced, evidence vanishing. She pointed to systemic failures, or worse, deliberate ones. This isn't about one man, she'd rant. It's about a system that chews up truth-tellers and spits out lies. Her involvement polarized everything. Supporters hailed her as a truth seeker, detractors called her an opportunist, capitalizing on tragedy for clicks. But Candace didn't back down, naming names, demanding investigations, turning the story into a personal vendetta against the machine, hiding the facts. Behind the scenes, Turning Point USA fractured like glass under pressure. Turning. Charlie's death left a vacuum, and infighting erupted over who would inherit the throne. Board members clashed over direction. Stick to campus outreach or pivot to broader media. Finances became a battlefield. Donations drying up as sponsors fled the controversy. Mysterious transfers raising eyebrows. Rival groups circled like vultures. Other conservative orgs poaching staff. Leftist media amplifying every scandal. Online, the fire raged unchecked. Reddit threads ballooned with timelines. TikToks recreated the shooting with eerie accuracy. YouTube essays dissected body language. Fans demanded justice, transparency. Skeptics mocked the conspiracies. Candace's live streams drew millions, where she'd field questions, share insider tips, and challenge authorities. If it was so simple, she'd ask, why the rush to close the case? Why no independent probe? Deeper dives revealed unsettling patterns. Financial audits, leaked by whistleblowers, showed odd inflows, anonymous donations spiking pre-incident, deals with shadowy PACs. Donors who'd backed Charlie, tech moguls, oil barons, suddenly distanced themselves, fueling theories of impatience with his independence. Maybe he was becoming too powerful, too uncontrollable. Insider betrayal theories gained traction. Close friends, once lauded as brothers in arms, now suspiciously quiet. One, a high-ranking TPUSA exec resigned abruptly, citing personal reasons. Another vanished from social media, jealousy, greed, or fear of exposure. The lone gunman tale crumbled under scrutiny. Gaps in footage, key cameras malfunctioning, witness statements conflicting with reports. How did Tyler afford high-end gear spotted in photos, training, connections, as months dragged on? Remember, this is October 2025, over a year since that night. The story evolved into a cultural phenomenon. Podcasts dedicated episodes to the Kirk conspiracy. Books flew off shelves analyzing the deep state angle. Protests erupted at universities, demanding reopened investigations. Candace Owens became the face of resistance, her rallies drawing crowds chanting for truth. Erica, meanwhile, retreated, her rare appearances laced with defiance. Charlie's legacy won't be tarnished by lies. But doubts lingered, her finances scrutinized, travels tracked. Tyler Robinson, behind bars, remained an enigma. His trial loomed, but leaks suggested pleas, suppressed evidence. Was he a patsy, brainwashed, or coerced? Family interviews painted him as troubled but not violent, until suddenly he was. This saga isn't just about one man's end, it's a mirror to our times. Power corridors where loyalty is currency, media as weapon, truth as casualty. Charlie's movement, once a beacon for young conservatives, now splinters. Factions war over ideology, funding battles turn ugly. Opponents exploit the chaos, questioning the entire conservative youth push. Yet, amid the debris, hope flickers. Grassroots efforts to honor Charlie's vision, independent probes funded by crowds. Candace pushes on, her voice a rallying cry. We won't forget, we won't stop. But let's zoom out. What if this was political theater at its darkest? Imagine a web of influencers, donors, even foreign actors pulling strings. Charlie's criticisms of big tech, globalism, did they hit too close? Or was it internal rot where ambition overrode brotherhood? Unexplained details pile up, security logs altered, phones wiped, witnesses recanting. Media experts dub it narrative engineering, create confusion, let fatigue set in, bury the truth under speculation. Tyler remains the linchpin. Guilty? Perhaps, but alone? Unlikely. His composure, knowledge, hallmarks of guidance. Father turning him in. Cover or conscience? As trial nears, expect twists, confessions, revelations. Meanwhile, the void Charlie left aches. Millions inspired by his fire now adrift, questioning everything. Allies fracture, new leaders emerge, but none match his charisma. Opponents gloat but underestimate the backlash. This could galvanize conservatives like never before. In the end, this teaches us, question narratives, seek multiple views, arm with critical thinking. Controversies like this remind us perception's power. Education isn't rote, it's discerning truth amid noise. Think deeply, respond wisely. Let this be a lesson. Every story hides layers, every rumor a verification call. True growth? In mind and heart. What do you think? Lone act or grand scheme? Comment below. I'll read them all. Like the video and subscribe our channel for more video. This storm's just brewing. The real revelations await.